Yo guys, what's poppin'? It's your boy Tacho here, and we're back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. Alright, so today we're gonna go ahead and do a showcase for the brand new Guinevere that we got on the Princess of Bern banner. Pretty awesome banner. I love that, by the way. The name of the banner is Princess of Bern, as if to say Guinevere is the only unit on the banner that matters. That's not cool, man. What about Miridi and Diek and I guess Merlinus? Nah, not really Merlinus. But yeah, I mean, did they really have to do the other units that dirty and just call the banner Princess of Bern? Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. So the really cool thing about Guinevere is that she has Aureola as her weapon, and it's got to be like one of the most stacked tomes in the game right now. It has effective damage against tomes. It's going to grant her attack speed and res up 5. And after any combat that she engages in, she's going to recover 7 HP to herself, as well as any allies that are within 2 spaces of her. So a really stacked weapon, especially in a mode like Aether Raids, where a lot of people just pile on a ton of tome units on their team with IP and Times Pulse and like all those ways to try and ramp into specials. Guinevere doesn't care if she's fighting tome units. Her res stat is like skyscraper high. And then she also deals a ton of damage to them because she has effective damage. So she's like the ultimate tome killer we have right now in the game. And that's why I decided to take her for a test run in Aether Raids. Now, she's definitely going to perform a lot better in Aether Raids, because there's way more of an abundance of tome units in here. Whereas in arena mode, you're going to have to fight a lot of physical type opponents that have distant counter and things like that. And she's not really going to fare all that well against them. Units like Surtur and Brave Ike and, I don't know, Legendary Hector, etc. All those green units with distant counter are going to body poor Guinevere, because her defense is made out of paper, and she has absolutely no help from her weapon in terms of raising defense. So definitely stick to playing her in a mode like Aether Raids, or I guess maybe as a counter pick in Arena Assault, if you get matched up against opponents that have nothing but mages or a whole bunch of dragon units. She is very good against dragon units, by the way. Her weapon also negates their ability to deal adaptive damage. So you don't have to worry about dragons just getting the better of her and attacking her defense. And her res is like 60 plus after all her passive skills and her weapons are taken into account. So mages just stand no chance against her. Dragons just stand no chance against her. And if you have to fight like physical type opponents, it's not going to be too hard to player phase them and get the KOs that way. So we are showing her off in Light Season here. I had to go ahead and switch seasons to play Light Season, because currently it is actually Astra and Anima Season. But the reason why I wanted to do Light Season for her is because we have, of course, Bramimond and Yune, who are both very popular mythics to run in Light Season, and she's going to body both of them. So she's a really nice counter pick to those two. And you could run her, I guess, in Astra and Anima Season 2, but Thrasir does have color advantage on her, so it might be a little bit shaky in some situations. Thrasir can also ramp into specials and get the instant desperation, so not really the safest bet to have her bait Thrasir, even though I'm sure she'd probably do fine. You just don't want to risk it sometimes. Also, another thing is that there's no plus res mythic yet for Anima Season, so not really too much point in running her in that season. You're not really going to be able to stack her stats as high. Now, I'm not even running the Light Blessing on her, by the way. I forgot to give it to her for this showcase. So I am playing her in Light Season, and she's not gaining any bonus HP or bonus stats. So I guess, if anything, that only makes this even more of an impressive run, because we're just completely shredding everybody here without having to worry. Alright, we got some nice assistance from the Bolt Tower there, so we can go ahead and initiate on this Sothis and get the KO. I love that animation too, by the way. Aureola looks so awesome. It's basically just light raining down from the heavens to smite the foe. I think that would have fit Athos way better, though. Of course, Athos looks like he's legit from the Bible, so having him cast light down to smite the foes Would have been a better thing thematically, I think. But I guess it suits Guinevere as well. Guinevere is a holy woman. And unlike Larichel, this holy woman has no problem beating you senseless. So, a little bit of memery there. Alright, on to the next fight. Okay, this guy's got a really badass Cavline team. So, +9 Duo Mia. We got +10 Levitane, +10 Veronica, +10 Yune and Bramimond, and then a +10 Budding Bow Bravelyn. Like, come on, man. This is the type of team that people are going to cry against. Now, the one good thing I will say, though, he's got a lot more of the staff units on his Cav line than the bow units. And that means more chances for Guinevere to bait, because she has nothing to worry about against units that deal res damage. So, personally, in my opinion, the bow Cavs are just way better to run on Cav line teams. You can also give them budding bows, so it's like they have sturdy impact built in. And when they have that, it's just really hard and annoying to deal with them. So I would give the push to bow units for Cav line teams. And of course, we have a whole bunch of free-to-play bow units you can build up. Like, we got the Bridal Luis, we got also Halloween Rolf, and we have Wrath and also Python. Those guys aren't quite as good because they are green. It would have been nicer if, at least if they wanted to make them both colored bows, at least give them different colors than making both of them green. So, I don't know why they went ahead and did that. But, I guess it doesn't really matter. They're both really good. Alright, so we were able to somehow manage to tank all of these attacks. Pretty dangerous stuff. Like, this is not the type of team you want to be fighting on a regular basis. But somehow we're able to pull it out anyway. Alright, so what I can do here is we can go ahead and attack Levitane. And I'm going to have Iceberg ready. So when I go in to attack that Mia, I'll be able to finish her off in one shot. This is the really clutch thing about Aureola, by the way. I'm free to go ahead and run a damage-based special, as opposed to running like Soul or Noontime instead. Because that clutch 7 HP heal is just really good. And we can stick to the damage specials and stick to a nuking type of playstyle here. So all very good stuff. And all that we have left to deal with is Veronica, and she shouldn't give us too much trouble. I do want to still try to break the pots, though. Alright, I think Peony should be fine as long as we have Flame in 2 spaces to give that damage reduction. And we should be good to end the turn right there. Alright, so Peony's barely able to tank Veronica. Well, I guess maybe not barely able to. She had a good bit of health there. And luckily, this Veronica does not have Miracle either, so when I go in to start attacking her, we'll be able to get her in one shot. Alright, so Peony's just hanging in there by a thread, and we're able to go in for the KO now. Alright, so pretty tough that we had to break the pots in a fight like this, but we were able to pull it out. Alright, really awesome stuff. And our final fight of the day. Oh man, like, where was this team all showcase? Look at this guy. He's got all mages and then one random Virion in the corner. I guess to provide the sudden panic effect. But this is the type of theme, or this is the type of team that Guinevere is going to be awesome against. Because all mages are just going to get bodied by her. Now, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but in her base kit, she has Attack and Res Push 4. She's got Lull, Attack and Res 3, and also she has Joint Drive Res. All very good skills, but in my personal opinion, I would drop Attack and Res Push 4. If I had the option to, I'd probably go for either Attack and Res Solo 4 or Mirror Stance 3 instead. And the reason why is because you don't really want to take any chip damage with her. You want to maximize the healing you're getting from Aureola. So by not running a push skill, you're going to end up with the better healing from Aureola there. Alright, so we're just bodying all of these stupid mages here. Pretty easy. This is like free real estate for Guinevere. Alright, this guy, he stacked his team with way too many dancers, I think. if he had some more offensive pressure, like, this is why you don't want to run too many dancers on your team. Even though it is nice to be able to refresh actions, the dancers themselves are not really that much of a threat. So you don't want to go overkill with the dancers. Alright, so we're basically home clear here. Anything I do is basically going to win the game at this point. It's only a matter of how we decide to break the pots here. Alright, so we're just going to move my units out of the way a little bit so we have some room to break the pots. Alright, so Virion, I'm pretty sure I could easily just get the one-shot on him because we have Iceberg on Guinevere. But if I want to break both of the pots, I have to go for the reposition. So I guess that pretty much wraps us up for the showcase. Very impressive unit. I was honestly surprised that she was able to do so well. But once again, she is weak to melee-type opponents that have distant counter. So stick to baiting the mages and you should be just fine. So that's all for today. This is your boy Tacho signing out. Hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. And I will catch you guys again on the flip side.